Imagine your boss calls you and requires you to make an important transfer immediately. But it isn't really your boss on the other end of the line. How would she react? Would you dare to contradict your boss? Sometimes it's better to do. As a real-life exali damage event shows. We'll tell you in our video how the so-called fake president trick led to €1,500 in damage and how you can identify it to protect your company and yourself. So stay tuned. Our real damage event is about a small IT startup company. Everybody in the company knows the CEO and founder due to the size of the company. One day, an employee received an email from the supposed boss. In it he asked the employee for an important favor. He urgently needed Play Store gift cards worth €1,500 and just couldn't get them himself. It was a work instruction for the employee, who then bought 15 cards in several shops at €100 each. He sent the codes to the supposed boss, including a photo. But the CEO wasn't satisfied yet and asked for more cards from different providers. Then the employee became concerned and no longer responded to the emails. But the damage was already done. €1,500 had already been paid. The boss was a fraud and the money was gone. Luckily, the IT startup was insured by exali, so the damage of €1,500 minus the agreed deductible was paid by the insurer. The scam in this case is pretty popular right now. It is called the fake president trick. This form of fraud has increased sharply over the past few years, and the number of damage events have increased even in large companies. In 2016, the automotive supplier Leone was also a victim of the fake president trick. The damage? €40 million. But how could the employee in this case know they were targeted by a fraudster? On the one hand, the email contained a strange disclaimer in another language, and the email address of the alleged CEO contained an ending that had nothing to do with the company. The cybercriminals, aka the CEO, put heavy pressure on the employee and routinely told him what to do next. Now you're probably thinking, how could this happen to you? Cybercriminals have perfected the fake president trick, and it's increasingly harder to expose it. Cybercriminals even use the latest technologies. Artificial intelligence can be used to imitate voices, and the fraudsters use social media to gain inside knowledge, which they use for deceptively real emails. Also, the scammers adapt to current conditions. For example, due to the corona crisis, many employees are working from home. The fraudsters now pretend to be employees in the IT department and call under a false pretext to get to the login details of their potential victim. And with it, they can then encrypt data to extort ransom money for reactivation. Yet, how can you protect yourself and your company against the fake president trick? These tales can help you expose the scammers. First, the email doesn't contain a signature or a changed signature. The address, the content of the email or the greetings differ from the usage in the company. The email contains an incorrect salutation. Calls are made with the number blocked. There are requests for transferring funds not from the immediate superior but from senior executives, and it concerns usually large sums to be transferred. It is also very effective to work preventatively against a fake president trick. How can you implement that in your company? Give clear instructions for processing payment orders and transfers. Every employee in the company must know who is allowed to issue payment orders and who isn't. Follow the 4 Eyes principle, put this down in writing, and make sure that the process is clear to employees at all times. Make it clear that the guidelines are always to be adhered to, even with supposedly confidential transactions, and perform regular training, possibly with test emails. By the way, with professional indemnity insurance from exali, damages from social engineering or damages caused by your own employees are also insured. If you liked the video, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and activate the bell icon, so you won't miss any new videos.